Imagine this for a moment. Every single day, you spend money on something that quietly damages your health while steadily draining your financial future. It takes only a few minutes. You step outside, light a cigarette, inhale deeply, feel a brief wave of relief, and then exhale it into the air. The smoke fades. The moment passes. Life moves on. It feels small, ordinary, almost invisible in the grand scheme of things. But what if that small daily ritual is silently costing you more than $36,000 over 5 years? Would it still feel insignificant? Let's begin with a simple, realistic assumption. In several US states, especially places like New York or California, the price of a pack of cigarettes can reach $15, $18, or even $20 or more. For this discussion, let's assume a clean, round number, $20 per pack. If someone smokes just one pack per day, that's $20 every single day. No complicated math, no exaggerated estimate, just a straightforward number. $20 doesn't sound catastrophic. It's lunch at a casual restaurant. It's a couple of specialty coffees. It's a movie ticket and popcorn. It's the kind of expense most people don't overthink. But repetition is powerful. Repetition transforms something small into something massive. At $20 per day, you're spending $140 per week. That becomes approximately $600 per month. Pause there. $600 per month is not a trivial amount. In many areas, that's a significant portion of rent. It could cover a car payment and insurance. It could pay utilities and groceries. It could build a meaningful emergency fund. Yet when spent on cigarettes, it leaves behind no asset, no experience, no appreciating value. It vanishes, literally turning into smoke. Now let's widen the lens further. Multiply $20 by 365 days. That equals $7,300 per year. $7,300. That is what a one-pack-a-day smoker spending $20 per pack burns every year. Imagine receiving a $7,300 check at the end of the year. Would you casually set it on fire? Of course not. But that is essentially what happens. Only it occurs slowly, day by day, so it doesn't feel dramatic. Stretch this habit across 5 years. $7,300 multiplied by 5 equals $36,500. $36,500. Let that number sit in your mind for a moment. $36,500 is not pocket change. That's a down payment on a home in many states. That's a brand new vehicle. That's the foundation of an investment portfolio. That's tuition support. That's debt freedom. That's opportunity. And remember, this calculation assumes prices remain stable. Historically, cigarette prices tend to rise due to taxes and inflation, so the real 5-year cost could be even higher. But even using this conservative projection, the figure is powerful enough to demand attention. However, the financial story does not end at the register. Cigarettes do not only cost money up front, they increase the probability of future expenses. Smoking is strongly linked to lung cancer, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, heart disease, stroke, and numerous other serious conditions. Treatment for these illnesses can involve hospital stays, specialized medications, surgeries, long-term oxygen therapy, rehabilitation, and ongoing monitoring. Medical bills can reach tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars over time. Even with health insurance, smokers often face higher premiums. Employers and insurers frequently categorize smokers as higher-risk individuals. That means more money spent monthly, not just on cigarettes, but on insurance coverage. Additionally, smoking-related illnesses can lead to missed workdays, reduced productivity, and in severe cases, early retirement or disability. The indirect financial losses can quietly exceed the $36,500 spent on cigarettes themselves. Beyond the financial dimension lies the cost to quality of life. Smoking reduces lung capacity and oxygen efficiency. It affects cardiovascular health. Over time, everyday activities can become more exhausting. Climbing stairs leaves you breathless. Exercise feels harder. Energy levels decline. Many smokers develop a chronic cough. The senses of taste and smell may diminish. These changes often occur gradually, making them easy to ignore at first. But small declines accumulate into noticeable limitations. Yet the human body is remarkably resilient. Scientific research consistently shows that the healing process begins almost immediately after quitting. Within 20 minutes of the last cigarette, heart rate and blood pressure begin to move toward normal levels. Within 12 hours, carbon monoxide levels in the blood decrease significantly, allowing oxygen to circulate more effectively. Within weeks, circulation improves and lung function begins to strengthen. Within 1 year, the risk of coronary heart disease drops substantially, almost by half compared to someone who continues smoking. Over 5 to 10 years, the risk of stroke and certain cancers declines significantly. The body responds to change faster than many people expect. So why does smoking continue despite these well-known facts? The answer lies in addiction. Nicotine stimulates the release of dopamine in the brain, creating temporary feelings of pleasure and stress relief. Over time, the brain adapts. It begins to rely on nicotine to maintain normal mood and focus. When nicotine levels drop, withdrawal symptoms appear: irritability, restlessness, anxiety, difficulty concentrating. The next cigarette does not necessarily create new pleasure. It simply relieves the discomfort of withdrawal. This cycle creates dependency. Habits also become embedded in daily routines. Morning coffee pairs with a cigarette. Work breaks become smoke breaks. Stress triggers cravings. Social environments reinforce the behavior. Over time, smoking is no longer a conscious decision. It becomes an automatic response. Breaking the habit requires disrupting patterns and building new ones. Now imagine an alternative scenario. Instead of spending $20 each day on cigarettes,
you transfer $20 into a separate savings or investment account. After 1 month, you would have $600. After 1 year, $7,300. After 5 years, $36,500, without accounting for any investment growth. If that money were invested in a diversified index fund with an average annual return of around 7%, the total would grow even more due to compound interest. Over 10 or 15 years, the difference becomes extraordinary. This is the power of opportunity cost. Money spent on a consumable habit disappears. Money invested compounds. The same $20 per day can either erode your financial position or strengthen it. The direction depends entirely on choice. There is also a family dimension to consider. Secondhand smoke exposes loved ones to toxic chemicals. Children exposed to secondhand smoke have increased risks of respiratory infections, asthma, and other health complications. Quitting smoking is not only an act of self-care, it is an act of protection for others. The financial savings combined with reduced health risks create a ripple effect that extends beyond the individual. Quitting smoking is undeniably challenging. Many individuals attempt multiple times before succeeding. Withdrawal symptoms can include irritability, sleep disturbances, increased appetite, and mood fluctuations. But support systems dramatically increase success rates. Nicotine replacement therapies such as patches, gum, and lozenges help manage cravings. Prescription medications can reduce withdrawal intensity. Behavioral counseling addresses psychological triggers. Support groups provide accountability and encouragement. Success often comes not from one perfect attempt, but from persistence. At its core, the decision to quit is about reclaiming control. Addiction subtly dictates behavior. It determines when breaks occur, when purchases are made, when cravings override intention. Regaining control over those moments builds confidence and discipline. Each day without smoking becomes proof of self-mastery. Consider the long-term contrast. 5 years from now, one version of your life includes $36,500 spent with no tangible return, potentially accompanied by declining health. Another version includes tens of thousands of dollars saved or invested, improved lung capacity, better endurance, and greater financial flexibility. Both futures begin today. Both are shaped by daily repetition. Every cigarette represents more than a 5-minute ritual. It represents $20 converted into ash. It represents oxygen sacrificed for smoke. It represents opportunity exchanged for habit. When viewed individually, the cost seems minor. When viewed collectively, the impact becomes undeniable. Financial freedom is rarely achieved through one dramatic event. It is built through small, consistent decisions. Health works the same way. Daily choices compound. The mathematics of habit apply equally to destruction and growth. $20 a day can build wealth or erase it. 5 minutes a day can strengthen your body or weaken it. Imagine yourself a decade from now. If you continued smoking, you might have spent over $73,000. If you quit and invested that money, you could have built a substantial financial asset. That difference could change retirement timelines, housing options, travel opportunities, and peace of mind. The gap between the two futures widens with time. The story is not about guilt or shame. It is about awareness. When costs are invisible, they feel harmless. When calculated clearly, they become powerful. $36,500 is not abstract. It is a house down payment. It is a debt-free milestone. It is educational opportunity. It is security. So the question becomes clear. What do you want your $20 per day to build? Smoke that disappears within minutes, or a future that strengthens year after year? The decision is not made once. It is made daily. Each day offers a fork in the road. 5 years from now, you will arrive somewhere regardless. Time will pass whether you change or not. The only variable is direction. Will those years accumulate ash or assets? Will they accumulate risk or resilience? Sometimes the most powerful investment is the expense you choose not to make. Sometimes the strongest act of financial planning is breaking a habit. Sometimes the clearest path to growth begins with one simple decision: not lighting the next cigarette. Because when you choose not to burn that $20 today, you are not merely saving money. You are investing in health. You are investing in opportunity. You are investing in control. And over 5 years, that decision transforms into $36,500, plus the immeasurable value of stronger lungs, clearer breathing, and greater freedom. The future is shaped quietly through repeated daily choices. One pack, one day, $20. Multiply that by time, and the result becomes life-changing. So the real question is this: 5 years from now, what do you want to hold in your hands? A history of smoke or the evidence of growth? The answer begins today.